What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another live video. And first and foremost, just want to wish you guys a happy and healthy new year. This is the first live show of the new year. So this is definitely going to be a really good and really just a nice special one, because I'm going to have a special guest with me later on in today's live stream. Bounty Nomad, he's a huge supporter of the show and somebody that's also in my reseller mastermind. So definitely somebody that I think can add some real good value and some more perspective for you guys as well. But first off, just want to thank you guys for all of the support, all the well wishes. As you guys know, I recently just purchased my first home, and I've been just showered with a lot of congratulations and a lot of loves and a lot of support. So definitely just want to shout out everybody for all the support and all the love, because it definitely means a lot and definitely goes a long way. So give it a few minutes and let some more people start to get notified that we are live. If you guys are in the live stream, make sure you guys hit that like button. It'll definitely, just help the channel grow, and it'll let more people know that we are here, we are live. So like I said, in case some of you guys have missed it, I've seen a few more people just join the stream. I'm going to have a special guest in today's live show, Bounty Nomad, a fellow reseller, and he's a fairly new reseller, maybe a year or two worth of experience under his belt. So I think it'll give some fresh perspective from a reseller's perspective, and it's just really dope. I just want to start doing more these types of like just integrations into the show, just introducing some fellow resellers, and just so that they can share their story, share some more perspective, and just kind of make these live shows a little more engaging, a little more fun, just so that I can want to continue to do them as well. So I'll give him a few more minutes to hop into the stream here. But just some quick housekeeping stuff. Like I said, I dropped a video earlier today. I'm back thrifting. I'm back in these thrifts, and I tell you guys all the time, I hate going to Goodwill and I hated going to Savers, but I'm starting to just, what it is, I'm building up the inventory from scratch. That's how I honestly feel. I feel like I'm literally starting over from square one at this point. And what it was is that from about November, maybe middle of November, I just completely stopped shopping. It's because I wanted to make sure I had enough, had enough money, enough funds for the down payment and closing costs and all of those things. So I just completely stopped shopping. And the good thing is I had a solid amount of inventory when I, went on that buying freeze. But from then to now, of course, Q4, the fourth quarter of the year is when most of us make, a lot of money during this time, usually, but this is also mainly because it's so many people shopping on there. So even though sales were still pretty strong during that time, my inventory is very, very thin at this point. I think I'm down to about today I'm almost at 200 listings on eBay, and for a very long time, maybe 9 to 12 months, I was consistently carrying about maybe 500 to 600 items in my store. So I'm trying to build it back up. So like I said, I'm back in these thrift stores. I'm back in places like Marshall's and Burlington and Ross, of course. And the good thing is my new home is much closer to some of the outlets in Arizona. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more, trips to Ross, trips to Burlington, but a lot more Nike outlet stuff and Adidas outlet type of videos as well, because I just need to kind of, restock my entire inventory and kind of get things back to how it was. So definitely excited to share that journey, take you guys along. And I was telling you guys, when I first got on YouTube, all I did was thrift. I didn't do any retail arbitrage at all, mainly because the Ross in California was terrible. I think there was maybe one Burlington, but it was like an hour away, and the outlets were not super far, but they were too far for me to really take full advantage of it. So now I'm basically, like I said before, starting over from scratch. But the good thing is I'm going to be going into this new year with the previous knowledge that I had. So it's going to be a smoother transition than it would have been if I was to just, start reselling completely from scratch. So looking forward to sharing the journey with you guys. Looking forward to, hopefully coming up on some really good stuff in these thrift stores, because the thing is, there's so many Goodwills in Arizona, so many Savers and all these different thrift stores, but they're just super, super expensive. So what it is that in order for me to find things that'll give a good margin, in the video I put out today, I was telling you guys, I'm just trying to take advantage of some of the coupons, asking some of the cashiers for some deals, because that's something I usually never used to do. I would always just, if I see a price tag on it, I'm just paying the price. I would barely ever make any conversation. I'm in and out of the store. But, now I'm really just trying to, fine tune some of the business, in the sense of making more personal connections, making more relationships, and, just trying to, just really grow the brand as a whole. So I think that's going to be the main focus for the next few months of the channel. And we'll see how it grows. We'll see how it, continues to take off, because I know a lot of people were really interested in those trip to the thrift videos when I first got going. And, I kind of flipped everything upside down and started to go into more Burlingtons and Ross. I was practically living off of Ross for a few months, because that's where I was doing the majority of my sourcing. But, it's just one of those things where, you have to pivot. And when you're in business and you have goals, you always have to pivot. You have to make adjustments. And I was just one of the adjustments that I made. And the funny thing is, now I'm doing so much more online arbitrage, because the deals online are insane. This is the time of the season, the time of the year where basically anything that didn't sell, like during Black Friday, a lot of these online merchants are just slashing prices. So I'm getting stuff 70% off, 80% off, sometimes even 90% off online. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to, still source, but source from home. And of course, with the pandemic still happening, it's probably best to source online. So that's where I'm at with it right now. We had a question in here. How long did you go on a spending freeze? So the spending freeze was maybe about almost 2 months, just about 2 months. And the funny thing is, I was still trying to do a little bit of sourcing. I would go to thrift stores and, see if I can find a little something for, say, 10 or 20 bucks. But on a typical basis, I was spending anywhere between like $7,000 to as much as like $10,000 a month on inventory. And because when you're doing retail arbitrage, you typically have to spend and invest way more money because the items are brand new, right? So that's why I kind of started going back to the thrift stores last year. But since then, it's been about 2 months in total. And I'm mad I had to do that because I missed out on a lot of deals, especially during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Was so many deals where, people, I'm in my mastermind, so many people, and just some of my friends were telling me they were grabbing up so much deals, just outside of the mastermind group. They were telling me so much stuff. So it is what it is, but we are back and, just trying to make it do what it do. Let's see, teacher Jen, what inventory is selling fast now? So now is I think it's still the same as anything else. It's a lot of outerwear selling. It's a lot of shoes still selling. My inventory, like from my perspective, the things that are moving kind of fast for me is more so electronics, because I have so many electronics right now, like older cameras, older phones. Those are the type of stuff that's kind of moving for me. So I think that's I just think that's what's moving for me. But at the end of the day, I'm not talking about tons of profit here. These old phones and these old cameras are selling anywhere between like $25 and as high as like 110. Good thing is sometimes I'm getting stuff for $5 and selling it for 100. Every once in a while you might get a little deal like that, but for the most part it's just small profits, and those small profits just adding up. So that's basically what I've been doing right now. And I was telling you guys before, that's the biggest thing. You have to leverage your credit in order to, kind of build up your inventory. Every business owner does it. Some people don't like to talk about it, but I've been saying this from day one. You got to leverage your credit, make smart investments in whatever items that you're trying to purchase. And that way, you can still, it just gives you more time, you know what I mean? In between credit card statements, it just gives you more time to kind of build up your inventory. And as items sell, you just, pay off your debt. And the goal is always to never pay interest, never pay late fees, and just make smart decisions. But when you're using, credit instead of your own money, it gives you the opportunity to take advantage of some of these deals. But at the same time, it puts the pressure on you because you don't want to have to pay, interest and late fees and all those types of stuff. Let's see. Did you ever go back and grab those Cardinal Patrick Peterson jerseys? So that's funny because I remember when I first saw that jersey, I said that I thought it was Adrian Peterson, and people was killing me in the comments, but I never went back to grab those Patrick Peterson jerseys. They were sitting there for so long. They were sitting there for months, but at the end of the day, I missed out on those, and I probably should have picked them up, but it is what it is. Sometimes, and that's why I do those like trips to the thrifts and those trips to Ross videos, so I can show you guys some of the stuff in the store. And if you guys are more knowledgeable about it than I am, you can tell me, or you can go to Ross and try to grab it up, because a lot of Rosses have similar stuff. Okay, Bounty Nomad's here. He's on deck. I'm going to add him to the stream very, very soon. Let me just answer these next couple of questions, and then we'll be adding Bounty to the chat. Let's see. I have a question. I'm just a beginner. Can you realistically make 100K in profits if you become experienced at reselling? Absolutely. You can absolutely make 100K in profits. You have to spend a decent amount of money. You have to have a large inventory. If not a large inventory, you need to have, a large amount of profitable items in order to actually make those types of profits. But it's absolutely 100% possible. And that's why I'm so excited about the fact that I purchased my first home, because I purchased my first home all off of reselling. And of course, YouTube and all the other side hustles and the income streams that I have. But it was solely just from hustling and making it work. So it's definitely possible. If I could do it, y'all could damn for sure do it. Let's see. How do you know how much to pay yourself versus how much to reinvest in your business? Well, it's all you that's a really good question. And I think that's something that's all different for everyone else. I guess the simplest answer is you have to know your expenses. You have to know your monthly expenses, how much it costs you on a daily basis to kind of keep your business going, and how much you need to, your bills, your utilities, all of your personal expenses. Pay yourself first, pay your taxes, all those things first, and then everything else you reinvest in. But I don't necessarily, when I say pay yourself first, you handle your bills and your responsibilities. You don't pull the profits out of the business in the beginning, because then you'll never get to that 100K profit margin. You have to keep putting back money into your business in order to see it grow. Now let's see. Since you're low on inventory, are you thrifting more and investing more into lower buy cost items, or are you still doing the same thing, buying up finds from Ross, Burlington, etc.? Absolutely. I'm definitely still going thrifting, still going to Ross, Burlington. The difference is now, I was just in Marshall's today actually, but the difference is now is that Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, those stores are starting to restock as well, because during Q4, everyone runs through the discount stores in order to buy gifts. So they don't necessarily it takes a while, almost like a month to 2 months, so in order for them to recover. And, once they recover, everything will be back to normal, and I'll start going there more frequently. But as of right now, I'm definitely trying to thrift a little more, since the thrifts in my area are a little more affordable, and I can actually, take advantage of that. But as soon as Ross and these other stores kind of get back fully restocked, I'll be right back in there again. What's going on, Derek? How you feeling, bro? That's somebody else in the mastermind. Shout out to my team that's keeping me inspired. You know what I mean? Keeping me motivated. I love it. Let's see. Side hustles work. Everyone should have a home-based business. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in everybody should have a home-based business, because we all have some type of skill. You know what I mean? It's just about monetizing that skill. Whether you know how to, speak really well, whether you know how to write really, really well, make music. Everyone has a skill. So it's all about just taking advantage of that and monetizing your skill, monetizing your gifts. And we all have them. It's just a matter of recognizing it and making it work. Let's see. Rich, how do you approach employees at Ross to start making a relationship? I don't want to look like a creep. That's a good question, because I'm one of those people myself that don't do too much talking, and I'm not afraid of looking like a creep, my concern is always looking like that thirsty person that's like kind of corny and just trying to, be a fake friend and just trying to talk to employees and stuff, knowing damn well you don't care about the employee. You're just trying to get a deal to the best of your ability. So that was really my concern. But my biggest thing now is just lead with love. Just be nice to people, be courteous to people, and you'd be surprised, just by you being nice and courteous to other people, how nice they'll treat you. And just by smiling at somebody, saying hi to somebody, that could brighten up their whole day, and they'll, show love. So that's what I'm all about. Now, let's see. Do you tend to ignore people that you know for sure aren't buying when they message you? Absolutely. Most people send messages and they questions. I usually ignore it. On very, very rare do I go back and forth with messages when they ask that many questions. So Bounty's in the chat. Let me add him to the stream. Let's see. Give him a minute because I know the internet. I know StreamYard always gives a little delay, a little lag sometimes. Let's see if he's in there. In the meantime, we got Ryan in here. What's going on? What up, Dap? What's good, bro? That's shout out to Ryan, man. If it wasn't for Ryan, the mastermind probably would have never been a thing. Shout out to Ryan, man. Footwear House. He know what he's doing. It's my man right there. Let's see what it do, what the business is. That's a fact. What's good? What's good? How you feeling? I don't know what's going on with Bounty's connection, but it's all good. I'll give him some time to get it going. But mic issue with the site. Yeah, he'll be in here shortly, y'all. You know how it is when you're doing these technical stuff. I tell people all the time, I'm not technologically advanced at all. I just try to figure this out all on the fly. But yeah, back to your question, Becky. Do you tend to ignore people that you know for sure aren't buying when they message you? The tricky thing is sometimes based on the type of question they ask, I might try to I could kind of feel and kind of guesstimate to see how serious they are when it comes to, them making a purchase. But sometimes based on a certain question somebody asks, I can just tell it's going to be a return, or they're going to be one of those extra picky people that, trying to expect something that's perfect after only spending $20. So it's a fine line in between it. Let's see. Bounty Nomad, what's going on, brother?
Peace. How you doing, kid?
No, bro. I'm good. I'm glad to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to it.
Sorry for my tardiness, everybody. I was having some issues. Still having some issues with the internet. I was trying to use my tablet and my headphones, but it was taking too long, so I just hopped on the phone just to get things going. And shut my door.
Yeah, man. Sometimes that's the best thing to do. Sometimes you just got to use your phone, man. Sometimes you just got to keep the technology simple.
Yeah, I was trying. I had everything set up where, I had a nice, perfect spot. So now I'm just going to have to improvise this whole thing for the sake of having a good show.
Right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes. Happy New Year to you too, my brother. So introduce yourself, let people know a little, like a kind of, a little 5-minute elevator pitch, brief synopsis about yourself. Let them know what got you started in the game.
All right. So I go by Nomad N3. Bounty Nomad is where you'll find me, my tag or whatever. And I got into reselling about a year ago, a little over a year ago. My first day was my first day was on Black Friday or the day after. I've always been a reseller of sorts. I've always sold things. I've sold things on eBay in the past. I've sold things to people at school, at work. I know I've always been kind of a hustler. I always, had my hands into anything where I can make an extra dollar. I try to find my way in. So one particular day I was over at some outlets, and I saw a couple guys. I was in I think it was Puma, and I saw a couple guys. They were stacking a bunch of boxes of shoes, and I was thinking to myself, man, what kind of shoes are they they must be hot for them to have 30 boxes. These must be the best shoes ever. So, you know, I tried to kind of muscle my way in. Yo, hold on, man. Let me get my size. I just wanted to see what it was. And I saw the shoe. It was okay. But I took a step back and I asked the store manager, who I now know was the store manager. I asked him, what are these guys doing? And he basically told me these guys are reselling shoes. Now, this wasn't a brand new thing to me because I have a buddy who I work with who does it often. Like I work in an operating room, and we be doing surgery, and he's an anesthesia doctor. He run out the room and he'll run back, yeah, you know, all excited. And we look, what is this guy doing? Man, I just got 7 pair of Yeezys. And you know, so that was when I kind of first started to hear about the game. So this was maybe a year or two prior to this time in the store. So after talking to the manager, he wrote a sheet of paper down. He took a sheet of paper and he wrote down Flight Club,
yeah, Flight Club,
yeah, GOAT, and I think it was UN. And he said, "This is what you want to do."
Yeah, the store in New York.
Yeah. At the time, it was a year ago, but it was, you know. So he said, "This is what you want to do: get some shoes, go to these places. You can consign them." You know, he gave me the whole spiel. So I went out. I think I went over to either Adidas. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I bought maybe 4 or 5 pair of shoes just to give it a shot. Came home. I put those shoes on eBay. And after about 2 days, I said, man, what am I doing? I got everything. I took it all back. I just said, forget about it. But I never took the shoes off of eBay. So a month passed. I go through the Christmas season and everything. And that's like the beginning of just about a year from right now. I get an email saying, you just sold these shoes for it was about maybe 89 or 90 bucks. And I was like, wow, I forgot I even did that. But I bought the shoes for 30. So I was like, wow, I just lost out on money. So make a longer story short, I ended up going back to the outlets. I got in contact with the same manager who I had met that one day. And it's been going ever since. Just bought a bunch of stuff and, you know, started off okay. I didn't have too many pair. This was around February, but then COVID hit. So once COVID hit, you know, the great start that I had got off to, it kind of slowed down because I didn't have many shoes and I wasn't able to re-up. But I say right around June, where things opened, I went out to the outlet. I bought a ton of shoes and it's been flying since.
Ever since.
It's been tough. Yeah, like real good.
That's what's up. So when you made that sale, you said you returned the shoes to the outlet, but you basically just missed out on that sale and had to cancel the order?
I can't remember exactly what I did. I think because at the time I wasn't a frequent eBay user. So I think I may have just emailed the guy and said, hey, listen, you know, I don't have these shoes anymore. I'm sorry about that. But I never looked back and checked on, you know, what happened because I wasn't on eBay.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, when I made the sale, it was a shock because I'm like, wow, you know, I thought I bought some duds. I don't know much about what shoes are hot. I'm not gonna waste my time and money trying to figure things out by losing out.
Right.
But here it is, a year later, and one thing that I've learned is, you know, everything's gonna sell at some point.
Right.
So I think that was the first lesson that I had learned. But it was a good one. You know, I'm in the game now, and it's the most satisfying thing I've ever done. And I've sold a little bit of everything. I've tried everything in my life. I've sold all kinds of things, but this has been pretty fantastic. You know, independent money and whatnot.
When you say this is the most satisfying thing, why is that? Because that's a big statement.
Yeah, well, okay. When I say the most satisfying is, it's a lot of fun. It's fairly easy to do for me. You know, right. I don't think it's something that I think it's something that anyone can do, but you have to have. It takes a certain amount of ambition and energy to be able to really do this thing. You know, I spent hundreds of hours, you know, watching tutorials and different things, just learning about eBay and learning about how to spot fake shoes, just all kinds of random things. Yeah. and it's become like a day and night, like facet, like I'm just completely engulfed in this thing. And yeah, the reason it's the most satisfying is because, like I said, I've tried a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and not all of them have been 100% legal, I guess you say. You know what I mean? Or
I feel you. I
just,
feel you.
so I've tried a lot of different things, and
Right.
this checks every box. It's
Yeah.
fun, it's safe, the money is great. um I can do it with my family. My daughter, she likes to help, and you get to stay fresh because you're coming across all this fresh gear all the
Yep.
time. You get to
Yep.
go out and shop, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's good people, good music, just good vibrations everywhere, and yeah, it's very, very satisfying. It's the best.
It's funny you say that because the way you got started is crazy. The fact that you made a sale but returned the item and got rid of it. But the
Yeah,
thing is, your story is so similar. So many people would watch a video and it might be a viral video, or they might come across a video, maybe not viral, maybe one of mine, and they're just like, "Who's this? Who's this dude selling shoes?" And they see it and they're like, "Oh, he's doing it. I could do it too." But it's like I feel like I only show a lot of highlights, and
hmm,
even in my trip to the thrifts, I might only show the stuff that's actually good. But people don't realize it's so much work that goes into it,
yeah,
and that's why they stop. But like you said, once you focus on the positive stuff around it, the fact that you could shop for yourself, you're basically getting paid to shop. You know what I mean? And once you see it from that perspective, it's like, why would you ever want to stop? Like
right,
this is the shit. Like, why stop?
right. I'm gonna shop either way. I'm gonna shop,
Exactly.
So yeah, it's been great.
That's what's up. So, what do you think from your perspective? What do you think is one of the hardest things about reselling?
um well, so far it's been pretty it's been so much fun that even the things that I found difficult, I've
Mhm.
enjoyed very much. And they really weren't that difficult. But one of the things right now that I'm having difficulties with is the ever changing rules to certain
Mm,
stores like the Nike outlet.
mm,
Um, they have 30% off on some days on the entire store. They may have 20% off,
yeah,
and you go in and you expect to get these deals. Now, I'm a veteran, so I come in with an extra discount.
right,
So sometimes I'll pick up 30 or 40 pair, then I'll get to the counter and they'll tell me, we're not gonna let you use your discount today. But I've already calculated
right,
everything that um, that gets kind of annoying because you
yeah,
go in another Nike outlet, in another town, and it's completely different. Uh, So that's been one of the things. They're kind of trying to slow the game down a bit, and
mm-hmm,
you can see it. I
mm-hmm,
think that this year with everybody out, they had like a big uprising resellers.
yeah,
So that kind of so that's one thing. The ever changing just rules. Like every day is something different at certain places. So it's
right,
becoming the sourcing is becoming I don't want to say it's becoming more difficult, but they're making it a little more strenuous right now
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
than it was a few months ago when I started. So that's one thing. And then another thing I would say would probably be battling the other resellers.
mm,
You
that's a good
show
one.
up, you expect to get something, or you just want to have a decent morning or whatever, and you get there and you got 20 other resellers at the same time. Then there's a mad dash to get the hot items. And this was very difficult for me in the beginning. And I kind of changed my business model around a bit
Mm-hmm,
to kind of, help beat these things. So I try to show up at the outlets at different times now. Like
mm,
I won't get there in the AM when everybody's there. I'll show up in the evening the night before, or just at different times, and I'll get in and I'll find my items, and it's been working. So
right,
that was another difficult part, and just ironing out the listings on eBay.
Mm.
That was probably one of the toughest things. I'm still, it's changing every day what I'm doing, and some days I'll list pretty fast, and then other days, I'm having a hard time. I may do 5 listings in an hour, which is ridiculous. It's bad, So I am still learning. Although I've been reselling for about a year, I recently started on eBay.
Okay.
I didn't start to use eBay heavily until the fourth quarter. I
Okay, so that
was
was a good
kind of a
time.
GOAT StockX king.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a good time to start. You said something interesting talking about the changing rules in Nike. For so long, that was one of the things that, even though I wasn't like a big outlet shopper, it used to annoy me because I remember when you could just go to Nike, see a full size run of shoes, and say, okay, I'll take all of these, and they'll grab the boxes for you and they'll help you cash out.
Yeah.
Now it's a 5-pair limit. Some stores is a 10-pair limit. Some places is three in one style, 5 in one style, and it's just, I think it's just based on the managers. You know what I mean? If the manager is cool and they don't care, they just want to move inventory, they'll be with it. But if the manager got friends or somebody's in his or people are paying the managers, because that's happening pretty often now too, then they try to restrict, they try to restrict you on certain stuff. But I think that's why it makes so much sense. I think that's why having relationships with store owners and employees is so important, because you can bypass all of the, the hurdles that they try to put up,
Yeah.
because
I
they
had
put up
a
a lot.
I had a reseller one time. I was in Nike. And they had a ton of Air Max 90s
Hmm.
and the pink, I think pink rose or something like that.
Okay.
And I went to the counter with about, I think I had 8 or 9. And the guy stopped me and told me, he said, listen, I can only allow you to take 5. And the guy in the counter next to me had about 25. So
Wow.
I look over and I said, what about this guy? And he told me, he said, it's like that for him. This
Wow.
happened at Nike in Paramus, New Jersey. I'll never forget that. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, really? I left the store, put my stuff in the car. I came back. I kind of made a fuss about it. They let me buy a few more pair. But the other guy, I think he ended up buying maybe 50 or 60 pair that day.
Sheesh.
And I was only able to walk out with 10.
Damn, that sucks. I mean, that's the thing. He's probably always there and he's friends with the manager. He's probably paying the manager. He might be the manager brother-in-law. Like, who knows? You know what I
Hey,
mean?
bro.
But he's doing what you gotta do. My thing is, I just try to figure out, okay, if he got it like that, I know it's possible. So I need to
Right.
get it like that.
Just keep working at it,
You know what I mean? Keep working, keep showing up. And that's the biggest thing. I feel like people ask me all the time, like, how are you successful? Like, what's the key to success? Like, how did you grow the business? I say all the time, one is just being consistent, but 2 is just showing up. Like that guy that got that great deal the day before, okay, you won today, but tomorrow is another day. And I might come back and you might do the same thing. You might win again. And I'm like, damn, you got me. But I'm gonna come back the next day and I'm gonna
Right.
keep shooting my shot. I'm gonna keep trying. That's the way. It's like, if you're one of those people like myself that never really got like a handout or a free shout out or any of those types of stuff, I realized I'm gonna just outwork you and I'm gonna just keep going. You know what I mean? And that's to me, that's the real key to success. If there's anything I could tell people, just show up. You know what I mean? That's the key. You had said something else. Yes, eBay. You was talking about how eBay is confusing. Which one of your favorite platforms to sell on, if not eBay yet?
Well, eBay is fastly becoming my favorite platform of all
Okay.
time. The money has been great. I don't know what it is with the algorithm, how that thing works, but I'll have weeks where I'll sell a bunch of stuff, and then like right now I had like 2 days with no sales. I don't know what's going on. But I've
Mm,
listed a ton of items in the last couple of days.
Okay.
but I don't know. But before I started on eBay, it was a bit of both. It was StockX and Goat that I was using. I like StockX because it's pretty streamlined. You kind of find what's there, you take the bid, you ship it off. You know when you look at your shoe if it's the condition that they want. If you send it and they mail it back and you pay the fee, that's on you.
Hmm.
But that was cool. The fees are kind of high, but I really like Goat. Goat is a Goat is amazing. I love Goat, man, because Goat is almost like, if anybody out there, if you're not on Goat, please get on Goat. These guys will take anything. Like it's a great app. I had a ton of shoes that I probably should, now a year in, I know I
Mhm.
should not have purchased these shoes,
Right,
right?
right.
But they all went on Goat. Um, Duds. Like I had two pair of shoes that I purchased within my first batch. My first batch, I probably got about 25 pair. The first time I went to buy a batch of shoes, and
Mm.
two of those shoes in particular were they were kind of weak. It was like a pair of Converse I got for $8, like a light blue Converse, and it was a pair of Adidas with like I don't even remember the type, like some furry stuff on it. And everyone who saw these two shoes said, "What did you get these for?" And I don't know. I'm just buying stuff, right? It was pretty cheap, so I
Right.
picked it up. So I put the stuff on Goat. I put everything on Goat. This was back in February. Everything sold, and I continue to add more shoes on, except for those two ugly pair of shoes. And then
Right.
there was one day in August, they both sold on the same day.
Oh
And I couldn't,
wow.
but and I made a lot of money. I think I made like $70 off of the shoe I paid like $8 for.
Wow,
Something
that's
like that.
good margins.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But they take anything. Like I've sent shoes in to Goat that were kind of questionable. I'm looking at it saying one of the stitches might be off here.
Hmm.
The box is it's kind of ugly, but let's just see what happens.
Right.
They take it every time.
So we go when you say because I know because you got me on the go. Like I just downloaded the app. I got approved to sell like 5 minutes later. It's not like a big process that they put you through, but you gotta have to apply to sell on there. And you was hyping me up, so I'm like, let me get the app. Let me get on there. Stop playing. But what are some of the things? Because I know StockX. Um, it's like if it even has like a small little red dot or a small little piece of dust, they'll send it back to you, or they might send it back for no reason and just say sorry. Like, what
Right.
is it with Goat that are they just less strenuous or less strict with stuff?
I mean, they have to be. As fast as they let you in, I think they check the sneakers just as fast. Like
Okay.
I think they might just pick the. Okay, good. I don't know. I don't know how it happens, but one thing about Goat is the difference between StockX and Goat is that StockX only takes one type of shoe, dead stock, mint condition, beautiful box, everything perfect.
Right.
Goat, they have options. You can put used shoes, you can put B grades, you can put new stuff without box, box without top. Um, you can even mark the defects on the shoe
Mm.
and take photos of it, price it based on that, and then people can come on. They can, if it's a shoe that you're looking for, you get to say, you know what? Instead of paying 500 for uh, this Jordan, maybe I'll see what the B grades look like and pay 300. Or
Right.
I'll take one with a defect because I'm not going to do nothing but play basketball. I'll take one with a defect on it so I can look good, and
Right.
I'll
Right.
just buy it for 150. I'm gonna beat the shoes up anyway, so I'll buy it like that. So the options are much wider on Go. You know, you could spend all day listing things. You could list everything you own on Go. StockX, the chances are slim. And then you have to take if you want to sell right away, you have to take the bids that people put forth, which most of the time, if you take a bid on StockX, it's for a lot less than what the actual value of the shoe is, because people
Oh,
are on there trying to get a deal.
yeah.
Um, but it's they're both good for what. whatever you choose to use each.
The funny thing is that I know I pay attention to like the business side of some of these platforms, right? So StockX valuation is like a billion. And then GOAT's valuation is like 500 million. But the fact that GOAT accepts so much more stuff as opposed to StockX is crazy. You would think GOAT would have a a larger base because they're taking just about any and everything. Meanwhile, StockX is a lot more strict with their stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I'm one of those people. I'm on GOAT now, and I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that you can kind of list stuff without box and no box top. That's type of stuff I find. I don't find perfect stuff all the time. You know what I mean?
They will sell on GOAT. If it's one thing I've learned over the year, they will. If you build it, they will come.
Right,
Period,
right.
So GOAT is probably was my favorite, and I think like now eBay is fastly becoming, my favorite platform.
Somebody had asked earlier, what are the fees on GOAT? Like, what's the fees looking like?
I believe it's 12. I think it might be 12% for a new applicant, and then after a certain amount of time, it goes down. I'm not exactly sure. I think mine may be at like 8.9% fee, something like that.
Okay, so you're a little more seasoned on there. You getting the discount now.
Yeah, but you don't have to do much. I think you have to get like over 150 points, and I'm not sure. I think it may be like 2 points per sale, something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah, I never really paid much attention to how many sales you have to make to change the percentage. I just kind of let everything go and realized I was getting charged a lot less.
Yeah.
When it changed.
Which platform do you think you make like has the better margins? Like, because I'll see an item on eBay and it might be listed on GOAT for a little more, and then sometimes on StockX it might be listed for way more. But then again, like you said, it's all about the bids. People can price it for whatever they want, but it's really about the bids. So which one do you think is probably the better platform to make the most money?
I've definitely made the most money on eBay, much faster.
Okay.
However, I did join eBay right in the dawn of the fourth quarter, so I don't know if that is what was happening, because I pretty much got on eBay and it took off. But like I said, it was the fourth quarter, and I jumped in kind of hard. I had a lot of shoes I put on, yeah, probably. That's probably what it is, eBay.
Yeah, because for me, like I was telling you before, you hopped on eBay perfect timing, because that's when everybody's rushing to eBay, and of course GOAT, StockX, I'm sure they all had good fourth quarters, but me, from having more experience from years of selling on eBay, you got on there at perfect time. So now that you said you got a couple days where you didn't make any sales, that's probably more realistic. You know what I mean? That is going to be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Some days I'm killing it, and I'm calling my wife up like, "Oh, we out here, we killing it."
Yeah.
And then she might not hear nothing from me for a few days. I'm like, we made enough. we made a couple dollars today, but it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a roller coaster.
Yeah. So, the margins on eBay have been much better. One thing about eBay too, like some people choose to put free shipping. I do add free shipping on certain products, but I do add a lot of paid shipping, and I've made a lot of money off of the shipping. People tend to pay a lot more for shipping than it costs, and I make anywhere between an extra $10 to $12 sometimes. Just by someone paying for shipping. So I've done it both ways, and that's definitely helped my margin. The free shipping. I mean the paid shipping.
Paid shipping
margins. Yeah.
That's something I think I'm going to do more of this year. Like last year, I was experimenting with some different techniques to see what was working. I used to always charge shipping, even if it was a shirt, I would always charge at least $4 or $5. And then I realized that eBay was almost like pushing the free shipping. It was pushing free shipping, free returns. So I was like, I'm not going to do both, but free shipping could be something I could probably, incorporate. And even though it says free shipping, I'm still charging them for shipping. But the buyer sees free shipping and like, okay, this is a deal. But I think I'm gonna do what you do. I'm gonna just start incorporating certain items, charging, say, $12.99, even though it might cost me $8 to ship it. I'm gonna, start charging for shipping, because that's money on the table.
Yeah. A lot of times I just put flat rate box.
Right.
Yeah, I don't actually use a flat rate box, but I'll just put, medium flat rate box or large flat rate box based on whatever item it is that I'm selling, And then I will put it in a flat rate box, but then I'll put it inside of a poly bag, a poly mailer, and then I'll go through pirate shipping, which I got from you.
Yeah, that's
$2 there. Yeah. And it's been working, man. It's been working. My process is, since I'm new, my process has been constantly changing. I went from mailing my items a certain way in 1 week to completely changing it the following week to completely changing it again the following week, and this was in November, because I'm constantly learning. I'm trying to find my way, I'm trying to build my method, I'm trying to, what works for me, right now it's kind of like I threw everything in the air and it's landing all over the place. It was hard to iron things out because, I spent the last 3 months just mailing packages. So far, my best day was 15 boxes in 1 day.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, that was my best day so far. And that was a lot of fun to take the pictures because everybody knew I was just getting started.
Right.
And I take a picture and they see all these boxes in the back of my truck, and everybody was calling my phone. Yeah, you got to show me what you're doing. How to do it, man. And it's great, man. I really love it. I really, really love this.
That's what's up. It took me, because as you say, you've only been doing it for about a year. It took me a long time till I started shipping out like a large amount of items in a day. It took me, I was consistently doing like 6 to about 8 items a day. It took me a while until I started moving volume. So for you to be seeing success this early in the game, you're gonna be good, because the good thing too one thing you said, you keep switching it up. You keep adjusting and making pivots. And I tell people that's one of the keys to success, because if you get stuck in your way, the business doesn't stay stagnant. Everything else is changing around you. So if you stay the same and the platforms are changing, you're gonna get phased out. But as long as you're making your adjustments with the platforms, you're gonna be good to go. And I think that's what kind of keeps, it's almost like that's how you can tell who's going to be successful within a certain business model. Those that know how to adjust and can like appreciate change. And then those that are like really kind of like dinosaurs, they're trying to do their own thing, or I'm not changing this up. Well, you can see how long that lasts and how far it take you, but you're going to be disappointed if you don't switch it up. Like, oh man, over there, like, yeah, it ain't gonna be me.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep doing this, and I'm still kind of in awe, man. Like, this is starting to feel like something that's real for me. It's obviously real for you. You've been very successful. A lot of you guys have been very successful. Congratulations on the home.
Thanks,
and
bro.
On everything else, man. But this is starting to feel like something that's gonna be real for me. Like you said, 7-8 packages a day. You was only moving that before you started, actually moving. 7-8 packages a day sound like moving to me. How many people out there would like to move 7-8 packages a day right now? That would be straight. Yeah. Now I've had a couple of weeks like that in November and the beginning of December. Will it carry on? We'll see. You have to have the product to keep it moving. So I don't have many listings. I do have a lot of product though.
Mm.
Well, I don't know. Let me change that. I don't have many listings on eBay yet. I have
Okay.
a ton of items, but not a lot of listings.
Mm.
But one listing I listed some sports bra the other day. I had 27 of them.
Okay.
So there's only one listing, but it's a lot of items.
Right. Right.
So I have a lot of things like that on eBay, and it's just gonna continue to build. So far, I've reinvested every single dollar that I've made,
That's what's up.
and it's been a lot at this point. And I'm just waiting till the day it all comes back at the same time. I'm
Yeah.
gonna constantly mail a few packages here, a few packages there. It'll come back, and then I'll put it back into motion. And I'm just waiting for that day where I look up and everything kind of just hits to where I can't put it all back out. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
I'm just gonna keep putting the money back in, and putting it back out on the atmosphere and letting it turn around for me.
Letting it flow, because that was one of the things that worked best for me, because there would be times where I would look at my credit card statement, or I might look at my accounts, and I'm just like, I don't got a ton of cash right now, but I know where the money is because I can see the inventory. You know what I mean? So for me, it's almost to the point where I've gotten so comfortable with not even having the quote unquote cash. I'd rather just have the inventory because I know this is going to move. I spent $20, but when this sells, this is 100. You know what I mean? This is
Right.
150. So I've gotten more like just comfortable with that aspect of it, because that's what business is really all about. The inventory is going to propel you forward.
Yeah, and it's
You know
great.
what I mean?
And if you do it right, because I've had some days where, I'll walk out of the store, I'll spend between 500 and 600, and I'll leave with 25 pairs, and then I'll sell 3 and make back 375.
Yep.
And then I've done that so many times in this year that it's just great. It's unbelievable. I just can't believe. I'm still, like I said, I'm still in awe at all the money that I missed, all the years that I wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my wife, I have a lovely wife. She's oh, excuse me, I gotta hang it down here. She's super smart. She's beautiful. She's an attorney. She's been working upstairs. We built her office upstairs since the COVID thing. So she's been working this, and she's kind of busting her ass, working very hard. And we'd be talking. I'm standing, at the office door talking, and she hit a little chime. She's like, "You got another sale?" Yeah, I do. I just made $200. Yeah, how much did you pay for that shoe? About 50. Wow. Right?
Yeah.
So then maybe 2 hours later, she had another chime. Then we're at dinner, chime. And she's like, how much did you make today? Right? And I'm like, I made a nice amount. Then it happened the next day. Right. And then by the 4th day, she was cleaning the closet out downstairs. We're going to put this online. We're going to put this online. We're going to put this on eBay. And now my wife's ready to, to hop in, and I'm really looking forward to it. So
that's what's up. And you said you got your daughter too. So in a few years, she gonna learn the game and she gonna be on it. Just like you said, you wish you knew it earlier. Now you're gonna pass it on to her, and she gonna be doing this from early.
Yeah,
Getting that cash.
She's already I got her in there. I've been filming my journey since the beginning. So I have dozens and dozens of videos to take me all the way back to the start. And one day, probably in the next few months, I plan on putting together a video, my first year as a reseller and whatnot. And in this video, I plan to include the footage. I actually put together an entire YouTube video of me teaching my daughter how to sell shoes.
That's beautiful.
But I just never put it out. And I never put it out yet. But I made it maybe back in like April.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a 4-minute video of me teaching my daughter how to do shoes. I'm at the store with her. She'll be 5 in April, so she's pretty young. And then I'm here, and then I got her, putting the shoes together. And then she puts the StockX paperwork in there with it, and
Yeah.
we wrap it up together, and we take it to the post office, and
That's
she goes
dope.
in, and and she's learning.
That's dope. You said she's 5. Man,
Yeah,
that's
she'll be 5 in
beautiful.
April.
That's amazing. That's how the game really goes. People that have young kids, the kid will see their parents doing whatever it is, whether you got a son, daughter, whatever. The kids, they just looking to see what their parents do, and they soaking that up. They like a sponge. So for them to be seeing you, for her to be seeing you do these things, now she's motivated, and this is all she knows. She probably think her friends at school. She probably think their parents, buy and sell stuff and take it to the post office too. They're like, your dad don't make money at home, like.
Yeah.
You don't hear eBay. You don't hear eBay at the dinner table. Like what?
It is, and she's starting to. She's definitely getting it. She has a ton of money in her piggy bank. She got like a little cookie mustard jar with money in it, and she has all the money that the people gave us. During her baby shower, we set all that aside, right? And I asked her one day. We went in a room. And I'm looking, man, you got a lot of money in here. I'm like, so now that you have all this money, what do you want to do with this money? And she looked at me and she said, I want to sell it. You want to sell it? Yeah, I want to sell it. And I'm like, okay, you your mind, you getting this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you there, but you're getting it. And this was a month back. But we saw, I can't remember where we were about a week ago, and we saw a guy who had a table full of goods. And she said, well, what is he selling? What is this guy selling? And then it let me know she got it. She got it.
Yeah.
Right? So, her name is Olemi. We call her Lemmy for short. So I was thinking she loves to cook. So I was thinking maybe I would do something like Lemmy's Lemonade, or start a lemonade stand, or lemon cookies, or something like that, and let her do that, and as her own thing, just to kind of, they got, she got a little fake store. She bought, I bought her I think Melissa and Doug, something, a little store where, she has a fake food, and I'll go and I'll buy stuff at the store. But I was thinking,
so dope.
Well, this summer, because of COVID, we couldn't do it. But it's the first chance I get, I'm going to take a little store outside, and I'm going to put a sign up, and I'm going to let her sell cookies and lemonade. And then I'm going to let her take her money. And, I got my business credit card, and I got one in her name, and I gave it to her. So when I go to the store, I let her purchase things. So, she has the idea of that.
And she knows about investing. She knows about putting up her own money now. She knows how it is.
Absolutely. One time we went to the store, and I can't remember what she picked up. She picked up one of those junk toys that you walk past a little, and it was like, oh, come on, baby, you got to put that back, man. And she said, no, I want it. And she pulled money out of her pocket.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, okay, I gotta buy it. It's your money. You get what you want. So
right.
It was cool, man. She's the greatest, and one day, she'll be taking care of me, and I'm gonna make sure that I provide her with everything she needs.
As you should.
Take care of me, and to teach him to fish.
Right.
Teach him to fish.
I'm looking forward to Lemmy's lemonade stand and Lemmy's lemon cookies, and that's good branding right there. That was, man, y'all about to do it, man. That's beautiful, because that's what this is all about. You know what I mean? It's like as much as people want to think, making money is so vain, and making money is like, oh, you're just a capitalist, and trying to make it seem as if it's such a bad thing. I make jokes with my wife all the time. I'm like, listen, it costs to live.
It does.
Everything is money. It don't matter what it is. So I'm like, I'd rather have a lot of money, and that way my kids, whenever they come, they'll know, like, okay, they don't have to struggle. You know what I mean? And then my kids won't have to struggle, because it's all about just building that generational wealth. And you on track, bro. I love it. I love it.
Thank you very much. And man, I got some fantastic news today. I mean, I wasn't planning on saying. I guess I won't say too much. You know what I'm saying? But my wife hit me at the job today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow, congrats.
And I'm just,
Congrats.
you know what I'm
What?
saying? You know what I mean? I'm just, just a few hours
Congrats.
ago. You know what I mean? So I'm already like,
Wow, that's
I'm very,
crazy.
very happy. And I'm gonna tell you something. Talk about energy.
Mm.
I have not stopped thinking about this reselling thing or what I'm doing now since I got that call from my wife at work today. And I have a plan. Well, I'm coming up with a plan. I'm
Right.
planning to make this thing big by the end of this year. I'm going to give it everything I got.
As you should. As you should. And that's beautiful.
That's all
Congrats.
the reason right there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Congrats. That's super dope. That just made my whole day right there. That's
Thank
dope.
you, man. I mean, hey, and by the way, I hope my info was helpful to anybody out there listening. If you have any questions for me specifically, feel free to ask. I do have a lot of this knowledge up here about what's going on right now. I've done a lot of this over the last year. I'm like a guy with a pistol that I can't hold it straight. It's like I'm all over the place, kind of like trying to
Right.
get, but I'm getting there. One of the more difficult things for me is inventory management. My house been a mess since I started. So that's one other thing too, that I'm trying to work out right now. But yeah, I do have a lot of fresh knowledge, and I do have a fresh perspective on this game. So if I could offer any advice, or if anybody have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Drop them questions in the chat because that's what it's all about. I feel like that's what I want to have, just more people on the channel and have conversations like this because I could go on here and I could talk my talk with that, and that's cool. But having a fresh perspective from somebody else is just, to me, it gives me motivation. That's why I wanted to start the mastermind, so that I know I'm a very motivated person, but everybody has their days where you're just like, I ain't really trying to do this right now. But then when I look in the chat, and then I'm seeing Ryan grabbing up 100 pairs from New Balance, then I'm seeing Derek grab up 1,000 pairs from 10 Goodwills. I'm like, bro, I gotta go. I gotta get up. I'm like, I gotta get up. Like I don't got time to play. So that's what this is all about, man. Just new, fresh, positive energy. And you just gonna get to the money.
That motivation is much needed.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are already super motivated, the group thing, like what we have in that group, I mean, because I'm very motivated, but y'all lit the fire under me. I can't sleep. I can't take a break because the minute I say, all right, I'm gonna fall back, I check my phone, and Derek got like a shopping cart full of like Gucci shoes. like, and he put a message like, yeah, 24 pair, $36. It's like, where did you find this,
bro? But he's so cool with it. He'll show the picture of the Jordans, and it'll be some retros that I haven't seen in like 10 years. And he like, yeah, $5.99.
Like, what are you talking about, bro? And that's it, man. It sent me running every time. And look, every time that I've gone out, because of you guys, I end up coming in with some real hard hits, some winners. You know what I mean? I come in with some good stuff. Like I end up out on a random day. One of my connects at night, I walked in on like a Wednesday. He looked at me. What are you doing here today? Like, hey man, one of the guys I saw something in the chat, man. I had to come out.
Right.
And that's it. But it helps, man, and it works. You lit the fire, and I've been making more money because of it. And I mean, it's worth every penny, man. Just having
that's what it is. And to me, I think that's what the joys of, you know, doing just having a group, having accountability, having that constant source of motivation, because it's one of those things where it's like, tell people all the time, motivation is fleeting and being inspired comes and goes. But when you got a group of people that's all like-minded, it's a small group, it's only 4 of us, but it's powerful, you know what I mean? And it's power in numbers. I'm gonna eventually add some more people in it, but it's power in numbers. I'm gaining as much of it as everybody else is gaining from it, and I love it. I love it for sure. So let me we've been on here for what, about an hour. See if I don't think I see any. Let me see if I see any questions in the chat, and then we could end this. Let's see. Does Nomad do sneaker botting at all?
Um, so I belong to a group in Discord where they gave me a bot trial. I had like a bot trial at one point, and I think I had about 5 or 6 weeks to use the bot. So I did all this preparing, and we were preparing for a specific release, and a Nike release on like a Tuesday. I think it was like a satin. It was like a red satin Jordan 1. It's like red with like the snake skin on it. It was a few months back.
Yeah, that was like a women's pair. I remember.
Yeah, so that was my first experience, right? I did everything I could to get everything set up, and then on that day we had a bad power failure, so I didn't get to use the bot, and then I lost the trial after. And within the Discord group, also they have like where they put like these links out where you click the link and you put your info in, and then they will put it into one of their own bots. The guys who run the Discord, and I've gained some shoes like that, but no, I have not. I have yet to sit here at my house and run and operate a bot and win and earn shoes that way. Although I'm not opposed to it, and I would actually be I'd be interested in getting that going. So if the guy asking if you guys want to help out, or you know how let me know. We can do something together.
Yeah, let us know, Mojo. Let us know, because I know for sure I'm trying to. I got a friend that does it, but he kind of fell off of it kind of quick because he's not like heavily interested in reselling. He's just like he's just trying to figure out a side hustle. But I used to knock it because as somebody that used to collect, the way the sneaker game is now is disgusting.
Yeah.
So I was against the whole botting thing, but from a business perspective, I'm just like, this is intriguing. I need to know a little more about this. But
a lot of money, real fast.
it's a lot of money involved. But I mean, we'll see. I don't got no connects. I don't got no plugs yet, but y'all already know if I could figure something out, I'm gonna share it with the group for sure. Let me see if I see any other questions in here. I know I seen one other one at least. Let's see. Don't know, not sure what sites he's on. Not sure about Akil either. What is his username on eBay? It's just me. Let me see. I don't think I see any other questions on. Just people congratulating you, Jay Brown.
Oh man, thank you. My man Jay Brown.
Send me
an email.
Send me an email if you want to join the mastermind. I have put my email address in the chat. Just send me an email, and we could work something out. But yeah, man, let me see if there's any other questions I have for you before we get out of here. Any word of advice for new resellers?
There's a few things. One thing I wanted to say is to the guy who asked about the bot. In the very beginning, like I said, the guy who I found out about, he was doing botting at work, and he would come back with Yeezys and Jordan 1s and all of the hype dunks and whatnot. When I started off, I pretty much thought that that's what I was going to be doing. I thought that that's what the game was. So I started off trying in one of my videos, I went down to the UN. What is it called? The Jesse, what's the guy's name? The store down in Manhattan.
Urban Necessities.
Urban Necessities. I went down to Urban Necessities to see if I could find Tommy Boy TV. who's a guy who I watch on YouTube, who seemed to be at the store every day. These kids were getting all the hot shoes. Even now, if you look up the guy, he probably has whatever just came out. I started off trying to get down like that, and I was having trouble getting the hype shoes. So what I started doing is getting into buying good shoes on discount at outlets and whatnot. So now I have tons of shoes that aren't necessarily hype shoes, and I'm making a lot of money with that. And I realized that whatever they're doing with the body is probably going to be ended soon. It's going to stop. So I didn't want to build my business around that. I wanted to find a way to make money any way that I can. If I can't get in the stores because of the resellers, I'll go at night.
Right.
Sometimes I will show up and I'll let them run inside. Y'all go ahead and get what y'all want.
Yeah, they really
then
do.
When the crowd clears, I'll slip in and I'll snatch a couple joints. I get to the line and everybody's looking at me like, man, what you got in the bag? What is that?
Right.
Then I come home and it's all gone before you know it. So if you're getting in the game, you don't have to chase down the hype sneakers. Don't build your business behind that, because I don't think it's going to last. They're gonna do something. I just heard something about Nike signing a deal with StockX recently, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, something maybe about a month or two ago. Yeah, they did some kind of deal or something. I should probably look more into it before I announce it here or say it. But this is something that I've heard. But yeah, that piece of advice I would like to offer to the people, and just don't quit, man. You're not gonna get sales every day, and it's gonna be slow in the beginning. But the money is good. The game is fun, and once it take off for you, you'll be good to go. You know,
that's it. I say it all the time. If the best way to win is just don't quit.
Absolutely.
Just don't quit. If you're trying to be a winner, you just gotta keep it going. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, let everybody know your social media, your channel, everything where they could reach you, where they could shout out, where they could connect with you. Let them know.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and you can even find my YouTube page at Bounty Nomad, BOUNTYNOMAD, one word. And that's pretty much it. If you want to hit me on email, you can email me at bountynomad@yahoo. You can just reach out to me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube if you can. My YouTube was originally my music YouTube page, where I do music, travel, and just daily blogging or vlogging or whatever. I put a few reseller videos up, but I'm getting ready to start a new channel. So follow me there if you can. And that's pretty much it. I got the shirts coming soon. This is one of the mock-ups. You know, I got somebody working on a new design or Swiss. We constantly working on these, just trying to get something to work.
No.
Yeah, you know. Set your goals for this year and bang them out.
That's it. Set big goals.
That's it. Big goals. I don't have the best goals. I tried to set some goals, but you know, I waited till the end. So my goal for this year in the business is to make every day count. And I'm doing that. I keep a calendar here on my dresser. Usually have a daily planner, but that don't work for me because I lose them. I drop them. So I just keep a little calendar right now. This is where I'm starting, where every day so far, I just kind of jot down what I've been doing, the money I got coming in and going out and whatnot, and the amount of listings. So, you know, set your goals, stick to them. And that's it.
Knock it out. Well, thank you for your perfect way to end it. Consistency. Thank you for your time, brother. This was dope. I'm sure people gained some value from this. I don't think I've seen any other questions, but bro, thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the inspiration.
Thank you.
Man, that's it. That's all I got. We'll see y'all guys in the next one.
For sure. Peace.
Peace.